Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Today's top story is an update of one we brought to you yesterday. The shooting that took place in Freeland now has at least one person charged in relation to the incident. Police have arrested 24-year-old Edgar Polanco of Hazleton. He was arrested after video surveillance of the shooting showed a vehicle that investigators have traced back to him. The vehicle had multiple people inside, with 2 people running into an alleyway with guns, and Polanco stood nearby the vehicle as police say he appeared to scan the surrounding area. After questioning Polanco, police believe that he served as a lookout for the shooting. Polanco has been charged with the conspiracy to commit criminal homicide. Police are still investigating this shooting and will bring you more updates as we learn more. A man is facing charges after police say he posted threats towards the Scranton mayor and police on his social media. Derek Greenfield was reported to police on December 1st when officers received reports of those threats and received screenshot pictures of posts that threatened to kill the Scranton mayor, her family, police, other government officials, and threatened to blow up government buildings. In another post, Greenfield said that he was driving around Scranton and purposely driving through stop signs, red lights, and said that he almost hit multiple people. Greenfield has been charged with terrorism and other related offenses. A motorcycle rider is dead after being ejected from his vehicle during a collision on Monday. Williamsport police say 33-year-old Drew Geyer was hit by a sedan when he was driving north on Market Street. The collision threw him from his vehicle into the path of an incoming southbound SUV. There were attempts at life-saving procedures, but were unsuccessful. Geyer died of multiple blunt force injuries, according to the coroner. The Luzerne County boards are open to new servers, so on Monday, December 8th, a public interview session is scheduled for applicants who are interested in participating. These applications also include 2 seat openings on the election board. The citizens interested in this program have to be interviewed publicly by the authorities of the council, and they must meet all other conditions for great eligibility. Right now, the council appoints those for 2 Republican and 2 Democratic seats on the board. While there are no Republican applicants on the eligibility list, there are 2 for Democrats, including former public defender Al Flora and Audrey Cerniak, a prior election board member. For more information and applications, they are found on LuzerneCounty.org. While many people spent last week enjoying Thanksgiving dinner or searching for Black Friday deals, Pennsylvania State Police were out on the roads conducting holiday checkpoints to help keep travelers safe. According to reports, state police made more than 400 DUI arrests over the holiday period. Troopers investigated 1,183 crashes, including 6 fatalities and 61 non-fatal crashes involving driving under the influence. Police also issued 7,472 speeding citations, 934 citations for failure to wear a seatbelt, and 72 citations for not properly securing children in safety seats. Penalties for DUI offenses can range from a $300 fine and 6 months of probation to fines of up to $5,000 and 5 years in prison. Coming up on WYLN News, those in need during the winter season can apply to a program that helps pay for the heating bills. Plus, a local city may become a fan zone for a large soccer tournament. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow, the weather will be snowy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to WILN News. Executive Director Carl Beardsley Jr. is on sabbatical but is expected to return to his role leading the Wilkes-Barre/Scranton International Airport. According to Airport Co-Solicitor Donald Fredrickson, Beardsley announced to his staff of his sabbatical leave last week, but an unclear answer on the exact date to return. Beardsley was voted as director for the airport in January 2015 and has helped to navigate the airport during the COVID-19 pandemic and included the addition of Breeze Airways as its new carrier. With the new addition, it began direct services from Wilkes-Barre/Scranton AVP to Orlando, Florida for the first time in 6 years. The airport has improved the total passenger boardings in 2025 with an increase of 30.9% compared to 2023. Scranton and 3 other cities could potentially be involved for next year's World Cup soccer tournament as fan zones. On November 25th, the Scranton City Council held a meeting where Mayor Paige Cognetti spoke about potentially becoming one of the 3 FIFA activation fan zones for the 2026 World Cup. The soccer tournament is said to be the largest sporting event in North American history, with 3 countries hosting 48 teams from around the world for the first time in World Cup history. Philadelphia is one of the city hosts in the United States with 6 matches from June 14th through July 4th at the Lincoln Financial Field. According to World Cup organizers and the state, they plan to make Scranton, Reading, and Pittsburgh official alternative destinations for the legions of soccer fans who will not be able to get tickets to matches in Philadelphia or attend its festivities. However, the fan zone venue site in Scranton has not been finalized, as they are awaiting pending reviews and approval by FIFA and the Fox Network. This is a great opportunity for next year's biggest event for everyone to enjoy, especially in the Northeast region. Pennsylvanians looking for assistance in paying their heating bills are now able to apply after a month-long delay. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP, was delayed due to the government shutdown that took place through October and most of November. The federally funded program receives its funding through the Department of Human Services and helps those in need to pay heating bills by sending payments directly to the utility or fuel provider. State officials released that the application process will open on December 3rd. Individuals are eligible for LIHEAP if their incomes are at or below 150% of the federal poverty limit. For an individual, that is a gross income of $22,590 a year, and the limit for families of 4 is $46,800 a year. In the 2024-2025 winter season, 292,867 households in Pennsylvania received benefits from this program, the average benefit being $291. You can apply for LIHEAP and other public assistance programs like SNAP at dhs.pa.gov/compass or by calling 1-866-550-4355. Coming up on Jim Thorpe's News Choice, Lisa Marie sits down with Dr. Samir Patel to discuss COPD on another Wellness Wednesday. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Pottsville Part 3. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Kasalika in the greater Hazleton area today.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming. It's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to talk about chiropractic and car accidents. It's getting icy out there. The roads are not always salted, so check in about car accidents and chiropractic.
Did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lisa Marie, and today I am at 772 East Broad Street in Hazleton, which is in our new cancer center here on the LVH Hazleton campus. And I'm on the 3rd floor where we have our LVPG, pulmonology, and critical care medicine. And today we're going to talk about chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD as most people know it. COPD is one of the top 5 causes of death in the United States. And with me is Dr. Samir Patel, who is a pulmonologist and critical care medicine physician. And let's talk a little bit about COPD.
Sure.
What is it?
So COPD is, like you had mentioned, it's one of the actually leading causes of death in the United States. It is a disease of inflammation in your lungs, your airways, as well as your lung parenchyma. It's an umbrella term that consists of chronic bronchitis and emphysema. And it can be caused by a variety of things. The most common in the United States is tobacco use, cigarette smoking, but then there are other risk factors such as pollutants in the environment that people may be exposed to since a young age or even as they get older into adulthood.
So untreated, it could cause serious health, if not
Correct.
death, correct?
It is a progressive lung disease that, if goes unrecognized for a prolonged period of time, can cause irreversible damage to the lung that can create significant morbidity and can also cause death in patients.
So the key word, recognition. Correct. So what are some of those symptoms that people could kind of say, ooh, this is possibly what it could be? And I have a good friend who finally discovered that, and trust me, he's doing so much better now that he's getting treatment. So how do I look at that and go, ooh, it could be me? What are those symptoms?
Sure. Some of the most common complaints that patients with COPD come in with is shortness of breath, whether that be at rest, when they're exerting themselves. Cough is also one of the most prevalent features of it as well, whether it be coughing up sputum or not. It could be a dry cough, and patients could just have one symptom or other, shortness of breath or cough.
So someone smoked a long time, that was decades ago, and then they decided to quit, and maybe it's decades since they quit. Are they still potentially could have COPD?
That's correct. They could. Now, quitting smoking is one of the best things a patient can do to prevent COPD from progressing, but they absolutely can still have COPD, yes.
So what other things could you do to prevent it?
Sure. There are certain, number one is actually if you think that you have any of these symptoms, the first thing is seeking care from a healthcare professional, primary care or a pulmonologist, a lung doctor, which, that entails certain types of testing to first obtain the diagnosis, breathing tests, imaging studies, and then there are things that can help limit the progression of the disease, which includes a combination of medications such as inhalers, rehabilitation that can, allow you to walk further, cause less morbidity, less shortness of breath, and then, of course, like we had mentioned, tobacco cessation and avoiding environmental pollutants that maybe we will recognize when we speak to you that you may be exposed to and not even recognizing.
When you say the pollutants, I know a lot of people, environmental chemicals, where they may work, maybe where they live, you live in a smoggy city and everything like that, it can contribute. But, I remember my grandmother way back in the day, she had COPD, and I said to the doctor, well, she never smoked, she didn't, she wasn't in that environment. But she was secondhand smoke. My grandfather smoked in the house the whole time, so she was inhaling that.
Right.
So if people think, well, it couldn't be from this, there's a lot of variance, I'm sure.
You're absolutely right, and I'm glad you brought that up. Secondhand smoke could certainly cause COPD. Certain things, especially if you grew up in a country where you were cooking over a fire, open flame, certain occupational risk factors that you can be inhaling and go years without even thinking about it.
Well, I want to thank you for this valuable information.
Sure.
If you do feel like you're short of breath, always talk to your primary care doctor. Bring up some things that you're maybe experiencing, and they could guide you to the right treatment, or discard it. Maybe it's not something you're thinking it is. But always take care of yourself. And thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
Thank you.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Attention, WYLN viewers! WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow, the weather will be snowy.
Numerous hospitals sprang up in Pottsville as the 20th century began. The Pottsville Hospital was founded in 1895, originally under the name the Hospital of Pottsville. One of the early interns at the hospital was Dr. Joseph L. Wyln, who would later open his own clinic at the corners of Montongo and 2nd Streets, the Lemos B. Wyln Clinic, named in memory of his wife, who had died from a septic ulcer in 1919. Dr. Wyln sold the clinic to the city of Pottsville in 1945, shortly before his death. It had been merged with the Pottsville Hospital in 1963, which had by then come to its current location on South Jackson Street and operated for decades under the combined name the Pottsville Hospital and Wyln Clinic. A third medical facility in Pottsville opened in the Mauch Chunk Street in 1921 as the A.C. Milliken Hospital, named for the landowner whose property it was originally built on. Within a few years, the hospital became overcrowded at that location and was sold to the Catholic Church. The Sisters of the Sacred Heart took control of the hospital, which they named Good Samaritan Regional Medical Center. Good Samaritan would eventually move to East Arch and North Wolf Streets. It merged with the Pottsville Hospital and Wyln Clinic in 2008, and the combined company was purchased by Lehigh Valley Health Network in 2016. They operate today under the banner of Schuylkill Regional Medical Center. 1905 saw the birth of a literary legend in Pottsville. John O'Hara entered the world on January 31st of that year, the son of a prominent doctor. O'Hara would live in the city until 1928, when he moved on to embark on his literary career, which would produce such classics as Appointment in Samara, Butterfield 8, The Farmer's Hotel, and From the Terrace. Many of O'Hara's stories are set in the fictional Gibbsville, which was very much based on Pottsville indeed. Other area towns appear in his work in fictional guise. Minersville is Collierville, Tamaqua is Taqua, Frackville is Mountain City, and so on. Many of the frequent themes of O'Hara's works, of alienation and class conflict, were based on his experiences growing up in Pottsville. The house he grew up in on Montongo Street still stands today as a private residence. The National Football League was founded in 1919 at a meeting at Ralph Hayes Hupmobile store in Canton, Ohio. Many teams would play in the league during its early years, but one of the few still remembered today is the Pottsville Maroons. Originally founded in 1920 as the independent Pottsville 11, they played their games at Minersville Park on the west side of the city. In 1924, another prominent Pottsville doctor, John Striegel, purchased the team, and it gained the name Maroons after local sporting goods supplier Joe Zacco gave the franchise jerseys of that color. Striegel in 1925 applied for and received permission to enter the NFL. The 1925 Pottsville team, coached by Dick Rauch and featuring such stars as Charlie Berry, Walter French, and Tony Latone, was one of the best teams in the league, racing to a 9-1-1 record late in the season. The championship seemed to be theirs when they defeated the then Chicago Cardinals in late November. However, the team made the fateful decision to play a team of Notre Dame All-Stars at Shibe Park in Philadelphia, which was in the home territory of their rivals, the Frankford Yellow Jackets. Frankford management filed a protest with the league, and although Pottsville will win the game, League Commissioner Joe Carr stripped the Maroons of the league championship in a decision that remains controversial to this date. The Cardinals were named league champions, and various attempts to restore the title to the Maroons over the years have thus far proven unsuccessful. Nonetheless, the Maroons have their own championship trophy made for them out of coal. Today, the Pro Football Hall of Fame has possession of it. The Maroons would be unable to repeat their success in subsequent years, and the franchise relocated to Boston in 1929, becoming the Bulldogs. It would fold after one season in Boston. Pottsville High School was originally founded in 1853. The school was located in various parts of the city over the decades, including on Jackson Street from 1876 to 1894, West Norwegian Street from 1894 to 1916, and 12th and Market Streets from 1916 to 1933. In 1930, Pottsville voters approved a measure for using $900,000 loan to build a new high school on 16th Street and Elk Avenue. The current Pottsville area high school, popularly known as the Castle on the Hill and sporting strong Italian architecture, opened for students in 1933. It would take in students from the former Port Carbon High School in 1956 and from St. Clair High School in 1989. Crimson Tide athletics have long been the source of pride of Schuylkill County, as Pottsville area's football team is one of the winningest in the state. It would reach particularly strong heights in the 70s and early 80s under coach Bill Flynn, who would win 162 games in 2 stints as the Crimson Tide's coach, including the 1978 Eastern Conference Class A title. Pottsville area's baseball and basketball teams also attained great success under coach Jim Steidel. Steidel, in 43 years as baseball coach, won 574 games and 4 District 11 championships, and coached 7 eventual Major League players, including Chris Nabholz. In 15 years as basketball coach, Steidel won an additional 277 games and 3 district titles. Pottsville area's basketball facility, Martz Hall, also known as the Mecca, has become an iconic court in the region. In addition to high school basketball, Martz Hall was also, for several seasons, the home of the Atlantic Basketball Association's Pottsville Stingers. The inaugural 1993-94 Stingers would win the very first Atlantic Basketball Association title, defeating the Scranton Miners. After several seasons in Pottsville, they moved south to Orwigsburg and became the Schuylkill Stingers before folding.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow, the weather will be snowy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.